All right, so this is week one of the Strive Studio. I'm doing notes here for Trey. His first set of the week was versus MFahim. You'll see on the screen right here we have MFahim on player one side, Trey on player two side. I'm going to be taking notes for Trey, so this is going to be comments, criticisms, questions from the perspective of Trey. I'm going to be primarily ignoring the gameplay of MFahim. And this is all impromptu. I'm taking notes here and recording the process to perhaps make it a little bit easier to follow along and make it so that for those of you watching want a general idea of what you can do here, this is hopefully going to be a good example for that. So without further ado, here's a first of five set, Trey versus MFahim. Let's watch this for the very first time together. And we might be pausing and scrolling around a lot. Let's see where we start off with the round start. Very respectful. Okay, we get right into it. I have some really good things that I really like here right off the bat. So this is the first round start, very beginning at 10 seconds. 10. Let's get this 00:10. So we can see here. We'll just back up 5 seconds. Nagoriyuki, very powerful, very strong at the round start, dictates with the pace of the game with a lot of really powerful options. And very conservative from MFahim here, but what Trey did as well, also very passive and trying to respond to what MFahim has to do. We're watching out for things like Beyblade, DP, 2S, and 5K. In this case, it was the 5K. Trey just does the walk back on round start. Walk back into 2D. Very smart, very low stakes move. What it really did, it opened up for MFahim to make the mistake or create the opportunity that really sets the point of the match. Whereas it's forcing Trey to respond, Trey just being very passive, very patient. That walk back into the 2D here, that gets us the counter hit, the startup of, it's looking like 5H, the startup of 5H, that 2D, already really powerful start, and he gets right into the right win condition, which is the Garuda impact. Let's get this typed down. Garuda impact. So let's keep going. Right in, slide, it gets the hammerfall break. Oh, but let's see where this interaction led afterwards. We just had a very patient blocking opportunity. Let's see, Garuda impact. Let's actually, for the ease of taking notes, let's slow this down just a little bit. Right here. Really passive, really patient. We haven't yet set up the expectation of throw, but throw is already really presented with what Trey is doing. But ultimately, MFahim just blocking it out and walking right back. The conservative option. I'm a fan of what Trey did generally, the conservative option, allowing MFahim to really just walk back and get out of the pressure in the end, using FDB from Trey to really push him to the corner. Conservative block string. Ending up in losing the turn, but not necessarily a bad thing, because this is going to have long-term implications as the set goes on. Alright, early burst. We do not want to get hit by this. We do not want to get hit by this counter hit close slash to lead right back into the win condition. Okay, getting over that 5H. Hammerfall in, but we're back on defense. Ooh, that challenge on the far slash series. Far slash series. That was about 25 seconds in. Let's say 26 seconds. really early to bring it out. I think it was a little bit greedy, admittedly, but looking at where the resources are, we see Trey still at pretty much 95% health. We see MFahim here at 1 blood gauge. It was very risky to get right in, especially with the close slash. I think the close slash, perhaps not what you want to be going for at an opportunity like that, especially when you have the instant block. The instant block opens up to a lot of really powerful options. I'm not sure the frame data on close slash, but I have to think that it's relatively fast. Potemkin being very big, not generally fast options will do. Close slash was greedy option, happens to pay off, but early in the set, a little scary. Resources generally lead to me thinking that you should go for something a little bit more conservative, like 5k or 2k 2D if you want to challenge. But I think blocking was probably a higher percentage option in a situation like that, because again, I want to really focus here on that 1 blood gauge. Blocking. All right, let's continue. Oh, big counter hit. This is going to lead to death. We can already see early on that MFahim is playing scared, so Trey's really catching on to this early, and you could see. Oh, I'm sorry. We're just going to keep praising this. We can see that. We can tell that at the end of the previous round, MFahim playing scared. So Trey using the hammerfall on round start. This is about, I'm going to say 35 seconds. We can see at the hammerfall on round start had so much upside and was a very strong read on how MFahim is playing. And this already leads into so much huge damage. It gets the knockdown, gets the counter hit 2S into the pop buster. We have 50% tension leading right into the pressure. This is pretty standard. Reversal slide head catching the Beyblade out. MFahim antsy on defense. We saw this in the last game, actually. That after blocking the FDB, MFahim wanted to get in right there, and Trey at the full screen, really 3/4 to full screen range like that, using an option like slide head, I think was very well placed and well thought out. This leads right more into the Garuda Impact. I'm just realizing that I think the Garuda Impact has the what you say sound effect on it. And now we open up the throw. We open up the throw leading into the finish of the match. This is 1 minute and 5 seconds in. We open up the threat of throw after about 4 to 5 knockdowns into Garuda. The option is now on the table. Means that it's really going to create and instill fear in the opponent. Very well thought out. Especially, let's take a look at the resources here. Especially at the end of a game. We're close to a burst here. One more interaction is probably going to be able to lead to a burst. So finishing it with a throw prevents the opportunity and the interaction. So MFahim goes down without actually being able to interact after the hit. All right, we're in game 2 here. Ooh, we tried to go for the reactive round start. MFahim is adapting here with the round start DP, having enough range to catch the counter hit, but no confirm. I have nothing bad to say about this round start. Trey has really shown that they are able to get into MFahim's head, so it's just looking out for a slow and less conservative option, but being able to go all in here, which is something that Nagoriyuki is really strong at, happens to pay off for MFahim. Alright, backdash on Wake Up gets caught by the clone. Counter hit 2D, early burst from MFahim. We're getting in. We're just playing the zoning game. Really great use. And now we see the payoff at 1 minute and 30 seconds. The payoff from the Pop Buster being actually represented. This is, I think, a really good crafting of the pace of the match, and Trey is just already so far ahead. Whether the life totals say another thing, the pressure says that Trey is definitely favored, but already in the mind game, Trey is so far ahead. This is emblematic of the pressure. How should I word this? How can I word this in my notes here? This is emblematic of the momentum. I think this is emblematic of the momentum going into this interaction, and likely will carry through the set. This slow walk up decides to forego any sort of Garuda interactions. Okay, this was sick. This was sick. I think this was just buffering a jump cancel, but it happened to work out in so far as they get around and are recovering fast enough to get through the backdash. Now we have the pressure. Look at this 50% tension into positive bonus. We're going to be able to get fast RC Garuda impact. We can let the Garuda impacts rock, actually. We have so little health and about 55-60% tension here. 55% of half a bar. And we get... Oh... I think that's just Trey using going for some new tech that they're playing around with, but strong option nonetheless. Threatens high, low, and throw because they're not in block stun. Very intelligent setups here. Let's check this round start. Round starts are going to be very, very important against Nagoriyuki because it really just allows him to completely run you over. 6P, that looked like... Let's check what MFahim was going for. I'm just curious. 5K. I'm not sure how the 6P interacts with DP, but we've only seen the DP once. We've seen 5K. This is the second time. And back off on round start. Generally solid option based on the evidence at hand. I have no issue with it. It calls him out, and now MFahim is going to be thinking about it for the rest of the set. Oh, that's a missed Kara. It's okay. I don't need to write that down. They know. Rezoning. -3. We get the knockdown. Oh, give him a hug. That's dead. Heat Knuckle to keep burst safe. I like it. Good recognition. 220, good RC, Heat Knuckle. Good looks at the resources. Not going to do any extra damage, but this should be able to get a wall break and potentially a kill. Really great. Trey is just so far ahead. MFahim doesn't look like they have any matchup experience, or at least... enough matchup experience to really contest with what Trey is going for. Trey is just playing the grappler game at a very strong pace. Just 2 wins super fast, super quickly. It's 2.5 minutes for 2 wins. Round start, slide head. I like that. Round start, slide head. 2 minutes, 37 seconds. This counters literally every single one of MFahim's options so far. I believe. This counters every option that MFahim has presented at the round start thus far. Coverage is impeccable. So let's see. 5K is 5K from Nagoriyuki, I think is 6 frames, should be caught in slide head armor. 2H, of course, we saw that get caught in slide head armor. I don't think Nagoriyuki has a button at that range that wouldn't get caught by armor. And I believe... I'm actually not sure. Uppercut might have been able to get the second hit to counter hit on slide head armor from what we saw. But that would have to be a very strict reaction time from MFahim, and I'm not sure they would have been ready for it because a lot of Nagoriyuki players get into the rhythm of doing uppercut, see what happens, and then confirm visually. Whether it's a counter hit, whether it's on block, you can move on into that. And that slide head, I think, gets around all of these really powerful options. Hammerfall probably would have done very similar things, but this looks like it got a very strong knockdown for Trey. We're going to be able to get into Garuda and move into pressure here. Super big hard knockdown. We're just right into the vortex here. This is basically 50-50. I think they were trying to get Kara cancel Garuda there off the 5K, 6K. Very good with a setup, option select perhaps. Now we're just back to neutral. This is very good for Trey. Trey is just going to be able to play the long game, but we're right in here. Being patient on offense because they had 50% tension. MFahim going for a greedy burst. The jump was... I'd say the jump was like 50-50 on whether or not it was going to work there. There wasn't any sort of super greed from MFahim on bite or interact. I have no issue with it. Trey is just so far ahead that it's not going to matter much, and we have burst, almost 50% tension, that once we get out of the blood-sucking universe, it's going to be able to get into a position that I think really favors Trey in the long run. But good jump, good read. They're just so far in the head of MFahim. I was just talking about this last round. Round start hammerfall. The threat is there, it's intense, and MFahim has no answers. All right, gets through the 6H. Whether or not that was supposed to... Actually, I'm going to go back and check. Maybe that was supposed to be hammerfall on the way in. Let's see what happens. I think that was supposed to be a hammerfall, yeah. Unfortunate execution error. Good spacing by MFahim. We're just right back out. Mega Fist back. Gets around a lot of pressure. Airborne on frame 1 and not frame 1. Just airborne super early. And we are able to confirm into 2D, I believe. Counter hit, 2D hammerfall break right into Kara Garuda. Using the PRC, we're going to be able to get a super big knockdown. Didn't get the break. We still get the tick throw. 2P Kara Buster. Good execution, good look, good pressure. And we've hardly represented anything other than close slash on wake up. Close slash Garuda, what have you. Just backing off on round start. Checks the Fukyo in. Let's see that again. Yeah, that's actually maybe not the Fukyo. Checks the Beyblade. MFahim hasn't done any sort of like Beyblade into attack shenanigans just yet. You can because they can continue into like DP or something. That's probably the most impactful option there, or like Fukyo back or something. Fukyo back, I guess they were still in proximity for the close slash. Gets caught by the close slash, and we're able to get Mega Fist confirmation. Big counter hit. Emotional burst from MFahim. They don't have so much resources, and Trey is so far ahead. Close slash, eat this mix-up. Right back into Garuda. Potential missed Kara, but we still get the counter hit FDB. That's the first time we've represented jump on offense. Perhaps trying to scout like defensive jump from MFahim, but caught the counter hit 5P, it looked like. Yeah, counter hit on the 5P, just trying to get them in the air. Good use of the JS. The JS, I saw this in the Frankentank video. Shout out Frankentank. The JS hits super low compared to the rest of Potemkin's air buttons, and being able to do like JS, JH, very good pressure string. Round start. There's the hammer fall. That could have been punished. Could have been punished. MFahim just doesn't have the matchup experience. Okay, Trey. Was that reversal buster? I mean, we're going to check. We're going to check. If that was reversal buster, come on, man. Is everyone Potemkin brained in Midwest anime Discord? We're scrolling. We're going to get there eventually. That looked like close slash. Yeah, close slash counter attempt. All right. What's this interaction starting from? Oh yeah, clone is also very good against after Beyblade. That was just a normal stagger. That wasn't Trey trying to pressure at very risky intervals. I'm checking Dust Loop right now because I would like to know the startup of Potemkin close slash. I think this is going to be important and inform any criticism that comes at this juncture. So we have Dust Loop pulled up. Dust Loop is going to be a little slow. There we are. 8-frame startup. Actually not that bad. 5K is 10. 5P is 5. Let's see. 2P is 8. 2D is 10. Or 2K is 10. Sorry, 2D is 13. So this is like just actually your best close range poke that isn't 5P. Okay. In conjunction, what is frame advantage on Nagoriyuki 5P? Because that was the interaction here. Nagoriyuki 5P is 0 on block. 0 on block. So we're doing 5P, 2P. I assume 2P is 5 or 6 frames here. So 0 on block. You're trying to contest with an 8-frame normal here. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't feel terrible, but I think it's like super greedy. This came up earlier. This is try to contest with close slash again right there. And we had the funny sound effect. This is about 425. Contesting 5P stagger from Nago. I'm not sure how I feel about close slash. It's the fastest normal other than 5P, and like 2P is 8 frames also. Like, it feels risky. It feels awkward. Like, I think it secretly shows a really good understanding of the character. But if you want to try and poke out of pressure, I'm worried about a slow attack. Or slower attack. Because 5P is just like a check, right? It's not going to lead into anything big unless you're on counter hit. Like, you might get... I don't know what it is on counter hit. I don't know what you can get off of standing counter hit 5P. But, like, 5P is just, hey, you need to slow down. It worked last time. It worked the very first time. But that was 4 minutes ago. That was the very first round. And I think just having that idea in mind is enough to make MFahim slow down their pressure and think while they're on the offensive. Representation of close slash on defense already in mind. So it would have. It seems that the 5P would have just it would have either clashed or traded in this situation, but it's still just telling MFahim, hey buddy, slow it down a little bit, okay? Putting out a stop or slow down sign like 5p, I think is more reliable. Because I think the important thing at this junction is to really think about the context. We've already used the close slash option. Close slash is already on their mind. So just presenting a different idea is going to be confusing. It's going to make MFahim have to either commit more or back off more. To cause the opponent either think or back off more in situations like these. Alright, we get the blood-sucking universe. We tried to close slash again, and we already see what happened there. Can also think of backdash in this situation. Backdash, or even like back Mega Fist. I'm going to put that in parentheses, question mark. Let's see. I'm just going to go back. We can see that we're committing a bunch of extra specials. We just get caught off the slide head. The burst was, like, okay. Potemkin's going to be able to survive. Round start slide head, very good, but like we're going to be able to survive. We have a bunch of meter, a bunch of life as far as like Potemkin is concerned. He's going to be able to build a burst back by the end of, or by like, I'm going to guess 20-30 seconds into the next round if we get that far. But like bursting while Nagoriyuki has 100% life, 50% tension. I don't know. Not sure how I feel about that. Like, it's a fine burst. Like, we already have 50% of our burst bar here. And we're extending the length of the match, so now we're going like forcing MFahim to use their resources like we see here. We get the huge punish, charge 5D. This is something that they've definitely thought of before. The jump scare Potemkin Buster, I love it. I love situations like that. I think those are really funny. It's something that's been a thing since very early on. Potemkin players like really maybe not relied on, but they had the option of like full screen, hammerfall, fast PRC, Potemkin Buster. Forward advancing normal fast PRC throw is always going to be something that like matters in this game, I think. And it's a very good look by MFahim to just use the sort of the same mindset and threaten the Garuda, which is really like thing number one that we're really worried about. Round start 5p. It didn't work out before, but we've already thrown out so much that counters what MFahim has been doing that it's a solid option. We don't want any of it. We're getting out. FDB gets clipped. We're really high blood after that was 2 big specials and like 2-3 Fukyos. Really good jump out from Trey, recognizing the resource management oversight from MFahim. Good recognition on opponent blood/resource usage. So either MFahim was either had to go all in and just push the corner, hope to get like a wall break combo, or just go for the blood-sucking universe. I think that was a very strong and weighted decision because Trey still has so much health. I'm hearing MFahim recognize that that's what happened in the interaction. Offensive burst by Trey. Keep the corner. I could appreciate it. 6P doesn't have a lot afterwards, and there isn't a lot of things that MFahim could do with their blood usage. Dropped combo, but good look. I like the idea. Oh, yep. That was right after good recognition. 550. I don't. Trey wasn't quite wasn't quite weighing the outcomes. MFahim was so close to 50% tension for the RC that the full / series was I'm gonna say like 75 to 90% going to come out, was likely to come out. So that's just a small oversight on Trey's part. They might actually lose the round here. MFahim really close to the blood burst, gets the 6H wall break. We have 50%. Oh, okay. Okay. That was great. That was really great. Amazing round start option. Hilarious even.
Okay. I got close.
That was super, super clever. Okay. Deep into the set. MFahim is at game 4, literally about to be eliminated, about to lose the set, and they have finally caught on to the armor shenanigans on round start by Trey. Let's see if it actually pays off. They drop the combo, unfortunately. Back Mega Fist. I really like this patience here. This patience is impeccable. This is about like 6:15. Amazing patience walking out of the corner. Just being wary of the Nagori Yuki options, paying off and allowing them to reclaim center stage. Just like understanding the matchup, I think, is really great here. Catches that looked like a 6P. I'm just curious. What did the slide hit catch? So frame by frame, 6P. What is the 6P? I'm so curious. Were we thinking like far slash or heavy slash? Trey's hardly represented this. Here's that BRC mix. We've gone overhead. We've gone grab. That's twice. The second one. Wake up 6P. Burst bait. Sort of a make sure they have it up. Really patient on defense there. Was that truly a checkmate situation? That's 2 specials. Huh. Oh, we went too far. So here we are. We're at about bar and a half. Let's count. We're baiting the burst here. That's 2 specials. That's 2 specials from about a bar and a half. That's going to get like just over the second bar, and I think that was just strictly a checkmate situation. Good counting. Good counting on the blood specials. I think Trey was expecting full far slash series, which might have actually been a fantastic option, and just doing like delayed backdash, getting out of the blood-sucking universe, and ultimately winning the round here. Far slash catches the burst. Blood rage. Oh, we didn't quite win the round here. Oh, and then patient, waiting for MFahim to just end it themselves. Overall, very strong performance from Trey. I think this is really good. There's a lot of really smart options, a lot of like measured and calculated responses. I think Trey has actively thought about this matchup for quite some time, it seems like. Nagoriyuki, a character that you're going to run into a lot on ladder as well as in tournaments. Relatively low skill floor for the output that he can have. MFahim just getting a little greedy, and I don't think having a very strong grasp of the options that Trey has at their disposal. Ultimately, Trey just being able to mix things up and present things at a proper spacing, proper tempo that really threw MFahim off. This is, I think, a very strong showing for Trey here. So that's the conclusion of my notes here. 5-0, good look. I hope that we can get some really constructive feedback and constructive criticism, as well as reinforcement here. I mentioned this in my document. I really would like this all to be very positive, and I want people to compliment the good decisions that the players make. So I'm looking forward to this, and if you're watching this at the end, I hope to see you at a potential group replay review in the near future for our studio class. Thanks for watching.